Okay, I am going to click on start and
Gaurav, confirm.
Gaurav is calling me. Just give me a minute.
should I click on start live
No,
or
please
not?
wait. Please wait.
Okay.
Just a second. Yeah, Gaurav is called Deepshika. Let's wait for a second.
Yeah.
You're live, you're live, you're
Yes,
live,
so
you're
we are
live,
live.
you're live.
Are we
Okay,
good?
Rita, let's go live.
Yeah.
We on that next level. Pedal to the metal. Get ready, get ready. We on that next level.
How do you respond when anybody asks you your personal information online? Education has not been the same 30, 40 years ago, what it is now. It has been so much influenced by the technology. I believe that our student and the future learners, in fact, the future workforce, need to be taught with the technology. So, in that sense, it actually inspired me to aware to have that touch of technology for the students so that they may feel it, they may use it. Though every student has already decided what to be in the future, they have their own aims, they have their own goals. But still, I just wanted to let them know that to be a creator is also a profession. I just wanted them to be successful in whatever career they choose, and I want them to achieve new heights. In doing so, this creativity can play a big role. Adobe Express as a tool or as a program has immense importance for the growth of my student. After using the Adobe Express, I can see that freedom of choices and also the effect of integration of artificial intelligence. They know to exploit these all tools to create what was not actually possible with the conventional tools. As students, we should understand one thing, that learning is not bound to the four walls of the classroom. It's beyond that. Wherever we go, whatever we do, we should always remember that we are a learner. And the learning is quite natural as well as spontaneous to us. So always remember to keep learning and keep growing. As a teacher, I actually get motivated by the spark which I see in the eyes of my student when they create something. Because the feeling of transformation from only being a consumer to a producer to a transformer is extremely rare. And it is the main excitement, motivation, or the inspiration to me which makes me keep going.
Well, that was an inspirational video, I think. And now I would like to welcome you all. A very good afternoon. I just made on behalf of Adobe and CBSE give you a very warm welcome to all the educators and school leaders that are joining us today from various parts and cities of India. We're going live today with the CBSE and with an action packed agenda for you all and a lot of announcements coming your way. Believe me, our team has curated a lot of engaging content for you all that will keep you engaged and also support you with how you can access Adobe Express for your schools. With a single sign on option, it'll be very easy, very smart, very swift for you all to just tap into your devices and access Adobe Express. CBSE and Adobe have collaborated on the digital creativity skills, a new topic that you're all introducing in your respective schools from the new academic session. And we are honored that and very privileged to support you and bring out the desired impact. So before we begin the session, I would like all of you to share your cbsedigital.edu.in email IDs with us through the form link that I will now be flashing on the screen. So the form link would be there on the screen for about 2 minutes. I request all of you to scan that QR code, and you will also find that in the chat box. And once you see it in the chat box, you can just click on it and make sure that you register with your CBSE digital edu.in IDs. Thank you. I request you all to please share in all the details so that it's a seamless process for our technical team to share Adobe Express premium licenses with you all. I request all of you to just scan the QR code and share in your IDs, the relevant information that will help us to give you the Adobe Express premium license. I would also like to just very quickly say that as per the CBSE circular, I'm sure you're all aware that there are going to be 6 sessions, one of which we have already completed. We are into our second session today, and it's mandatory for all the educators to join in and create their projects and submit their links with us that are provided during the session. And now that we are into our second session today, which is going to be on creativity and generative AI for students in the classroom, I request you all to sign into these forms to make sure that you add your details to this form so that our team is well prepared and share the access of Adobe Express Premium licenses with you all. All right, I hope you guys had a chance to scan the QR code or go to the link, and आप लोगों ने सबने इस फॉर्म पे रजिस्टर कर दिया होगा. Thank you so much for doing that. We are now getting into the next part of our section where we begin this power pack session for today that we have planned and curated for you all. Now, we are all living in a world where anyone can now bring in creative vision to simplify whatever is happening around us, right? Describing it in a few words and generating content in just seconds. A world where applications act as creative co-pilots to help instantly create designs that are all unique to someone's style and taste. Now, generative AI is truly ushering in a new era of creative expression for everyone. All the creators are open to new unparalleled opportunities to work in the ways where creativity and productivity are more interconnected and complementary than ever before. हम इस जिस काल में हम रह रहे हैं ये एक बहुत ही डिजिटली विकसित काल है एंड टू कीप अप विद व्हाटएवर इज हैपनिंग अराउंड अस हमें एज एजुकेटर्स भी उसी पेस से अपने आप को इस काल के लिए बनाना पड़ेगा और हमें make sure karna padega that all of us are in the same pace as our generations are, our younger generations are, and we are also walking step by step, hand in hand with whatever our students are right now facing, right now doing in the school, which is why we bring to you this today's session, which is on generative AI, a feature of Adobe Express, which is so powerful that it'll leave you all literally just going to the tool and using it over and over again. And I promise you that will happen by the end of this session today. I'm now going to jump into the next part of our session and give you a quick overview of what generative AI is. So, generative AI is a typical artificial intelligence feature that enhances creativity by producing amazing results. For example, it will help us to create results, whatever we have thought of. If I have a prompt in my head and I want it live, I can just simply type it and I will get an image that is exactly the same, or I'll get a text effect that is exactly the same. And that's what we are going to do today here in Adobe Express. So for K-12 educators and students who all have access to our Adobe Express, a generative AI text to image and text effect feature is something that will empower you all to quickly come up with very creative visuals for your classroom projects, for your daily activities, for your maybe monthly newsletters, etc. This feature is also going to bridge the gap between students and imaginations that are the blank pages. And they're incredibly easy to use, so students can build confidence in their creative skills while making images and effects that meet classroom learning objectives. So, without further ado, I'm just going to introduce you to the first feature that we have today that we are going to talk about, which is going to be our generative AI text to image feature. Now, टेक्स्ट टू इमेज से हमें ये समझ आता है कि हम एक टेक्स्ट लिखेंगे, कोई भी प्रॉम्प्ट लिखेंगे, और जैसे ही हम जनरेट प्रेस करेंगे तो वो हमारे लिए एक इमेज डिजाइन कर देगा. यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं स्क्रीन पे that I have an image of an orange astronaut cat. This is something that I made on Adobe Express. I went to Express with the help of generative AI feature. I typed in orange astronaut cat और मेरे को ये image generate हुआ. So students, teachers, anybody who's using Express in the school who has the access to the K-12 premium license can use this generative AI text to image feature. Particular orange astronaut cat is in a moon. You can also write that this cat should be on a moon. Or you want it to be on a scooter, you can write that. You want it to be inside a car, you can write that as well. So the idea lies behind that whatever prompt that we are giving out, whatever prompts we are writing to generate an image from a text, वो prompt हम इतना descriptive लिखें, इतना अच्छे से उसको prompt को layout करें that जो हमारे दिमाग में है वैसी ही similar image सामने बन के आए. So I'll tell you a couple of examples. At the elementary school level, students can use this feature to create avatars of their back to school name tags. तो students के पास, जो बच्चों के पास उनके bags पे name tags वगैरह होते हैं, तो उसके लिए अगर वो avatar बनाना चाहते हैं, तो they can use this particular generative AI text to image feature. Students can also create covers of their favorite books. For example, वो English की book के लिए एक अलग cover design कर सकते हैं, science की book के लिए अलग cover design कर सकते हैं. And they can actually, whatever they resonate with the most, they can use that. And वो prompt type करके जब वो ये image generate करेंगे, they can download these images and they can also just get them printed and put it on their books and use name tags. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into Adobe Express ताकि मैं आपको दिखा पाऊं ये फीचर लाइव ऑन एक्सप्रेस कैसा दिखता है. एंड आप लोग भी प्लीज ध्यान से देखिएगा कि हम लोग जनरेटिव एआई टेक्स्ट टू इमेज फीचर कैसे एक्सेस कर सकते हैं ऑन Adobe Express. इससे पहले कि मैं ये करूं, आई एम ऑल्सो गोइंग टू फ्लैश द QR कोड फॉर यू ऑल वंस अगेन फॉर द पीपल हु हैव जॉइंड लेट. जो लोग अभी हमारे पास अभी जुड़े हैं उनके लिए ये QR कोड मैं अगेन फ्लैश कर रही हूँ सो दैट यू कैन स्कैन दिस QR कोड. और इसका लिंक आपको चैट बॉक्स में मिला होगा, आप उस लिंक पे भी क्लिक करके अपने आप को रजिस्टर कर सकते हैं ताकि आपका Adobe Express प्रीमियम लाइसेंस एक्टिवेट हो जाए आपकी CBSE जो भी आपकी CBSE ईमेल आईडी है उस पे. So a request to you all, take another 1 minute, scan the QR code and make sure कि आप लोगों ने इस एक्टिवेशन फॉर्म पे अपने डिटेल्स फिल इन कर दिए हैं। थैंक यू सो मच। ऑलराइट, आई थिंक अब हम एक्सप्रेस की स्क्रीन पे चले जाते हैं। a quick very quick run through of क्या हमने पिछले बार करा था। Last time when we were doing our first session we had logged into Express and जब हमने Express पे लॉग इन करा था तो हमें ऐसा एक स्क्रीन दिखा था जहाँ पे जाके फिर हमने बहुत सारे इसके फीचर्स एक्सप्लोर करे, फ्लायर्स, पोस्टर्स वगैरह वगैरह। एंड आज भी हम वैसा ही कुछ करने जा रहे हैं, बट आज का सेशन सिर्फ जनरेटिव एआई पे फोकस करेगा एंड जनरेटिव एआई के दो फीचर्स पे फोकस करेगा। सो द फर्स्ट फीचर विच इज टेक्स्ट टू इमेज, वो मैं आपको अभी दिखाने जा रही हूँ। तो जनरेटिव एआई को एक्सेस करने के लिए व्हाट यू कैन डू इज सिंपली ऑन योर होम स्क्रीन यू कैन सी योर नेम्स, यू कैन सी व्हाट यू वांट टू मेक टुडे एंड आप देखेंगे आखिरी ऑप्शन आता है जनरेटिव एआई। आप वहां पे क्लिक कीजिए। वंस यू क्लिक ऑन इट आपको तीन ऑप्शंस मिलेंगे व्हेन यू स्क्रॉल फर्दर। द फर्स्ट वन इज टेक्स्ट टू इमेज, द सेकंड वन इज जनरेटिव फिल एंड देन देयर इज टेक्स्ट इफेक्ट्स। नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू एक्सप्लोर ओनली टेक्स्ट टू इमेज राइट नाउ। तो यहाँ पे it is showing me a lot of different pictures एंड जब मैं इनके ऊपर अपना कर्सर होवर थ्रू कर रही हूँ आई कैन सी इन्होंने क्या प्रॉम्प्ट्स दिए जिसकी वजह से पिक्चर बना है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, क्रिएट अ टाइनी यॉर्की डॉग लुकिंग क्यूट, तो ये एक डॉग का इमेज हमें मिला। अ ग्लास ऑफ जार टेरेनियम फिल्ड विद मेनी फ्लावरिंग प्लांट्स, फॉगी मॉर्निंग ड्रीमी, दिस इज अ फिश स्विमिंग इन अ कोरल रीफ। तो बेसिकली हमने जैसा प्रॉम्प्ट दिया वैसा ही हमें बहुत सारे उसके जनरेटिव एआई इमेजेस निकल के आए। So what I'm going to do is I am going to generate one text to image for you all right now ताकि आप देख पाए how well this fits in and how do we create one prompt that will then generate an image for me. So I have these couple of prompts जो मैंने पहले से ही लिखे हुए थे and I'm going to try one of these from here. So happy portraits of Indian school girls in a lush green village. This is what I'm going to copy right now. And फिर हम ये prompt देखते हैं कैसा दिखता है हमारे generative AI text to image feature से। So I have copy pasted this font. You could also write more features. So यहाँ पे मैंने बहुत simple description दिया है prompt का। Happy portraits of Indian school girl in a lush green village. हम कुछ और भी लिख सकते हैं। Maybe I can write with a blue sky. With a blue sky and a lot of birds. तो मैंने ये भी add कर दिया। Now I will just click on generate. So when I click on the generate option, my screen will start generating the same image that I requested for. तो मेरा text to image का prompt था happy portraits of Indian school girls in a lush green village with a blue sky and a lot of birds. And see what I got. तो मेरे पास एक image आई है और left में मेरे पास आप देखेंगे और भी बहुत सारी इमेजेस हैं। तो लेट्स से अगर मुझे ये सेकंड वाली इमेज अच्छी लग रही है मैं उस पर क्लिक करूंगी एंड आई कैन सी दिस इज एन इमेज। देन देयर इज अनदर वन, थर्ड इमेज पे क्लिक करूंगी, दिस इज व्हाट आई सी, फोर्थ वन एंड सिमिलरली। अब अगर मुझे लग रहा है दैट नो दिस इज नॉट व्हाट आई एम लुकिंग एट, आई कैन चेंज माय प्रॉम्प्ट। मैं कभी भी अपना प्रॉम्प्ट चेंज करके उसको कोई और इमेज भी यूज कर सकती हूँ। सो व्हाट आई कैन से इज इंडियन स्कूल गर्ल्स happy cartoon, maybe cartoon images of Indian school girls. Let's try this and see कि हमारा जब हम generate पे क्लिक करते हैं तो कैसे हमारा ये image भी change होता है। Wow, that's beautiful. So they have given me such nice beautiful images of three girls, cartoon images, ऊपर birds हैं, lush greenery है and यहाँ पे girls यहाँ पे खड़ी हुई हैं with the blue sky and a lot of birds. So this is how basically you do a text to image feature with using your Gen AI. On the left hand side मैं आपको एक चीज और याद दिलाना चाहूंगी कि यहाँ पे कंटेंट टाइप में आपके पास ऑप्शंस भी आते हैं कि आप उसको फोटो की तरीके से देखना चाहते हैं, ग्राफिक के तरीके से, आर्ट के, आप इनमें भी वेरिएशंस कर सकते हैं. एंड व्हेन यू क्लिक ऑन वन ऑफ दीज एंड यू से जनरेट, आपका इमेज फिर उसके अकॉर्डिंग भी चेंज हो जाता है. एंड वंस यू हैव योर इमेज, आप उसके साथ और भी बहुत सारी चीजें कर सकते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आप उसको रीसाइज कर सकते हैं, आप उसका थीम, बैकग्राउंड कलर वगैरह चेंज कर सकते हैं, right? So on the left hand side, again, I will run you through our text to image page. You can see I have added in and I have described what I see, which is like a happy cartoon image of Indian schoolgirls in lush green village with a blue sky and a lot of birds. I have chosen art over here, but I'm going back to none again. And I click on the generate option and I see these beautiful girls coming up with birds and blue sky, etc. So this is how you create a text to image. Once you have created this, of course, you can do a lot of things with it. You can actually resize it. You can change theme. You can actually make sure if you want to just put this inside this particular the background color of this entire canvas that you have. You can also give a theme if you want to. You can pick up any colors that you want to from here and it will get changed. So this is how basically you would create your generative AI image, and then you can redesign it, and however you want to place different elements over it, you can do that as well. On the left hand side, you also have text. So let's say if you want to add your text over here and you want to add in your prompt, you can do that as well. So you can write in that this is my prompt was, I'm just going to type that right here. My prompt was, and then I'm going to reduce the size of this. And then I'm going to pick and choose this image again, go to text image, and then my prompt, I'll copy it from here. And then I will paste it in my text box so that everybody can know that this is what my prompt was that generated me this picture of beautiful girls, schoolgirls that are in a lush green village and has blue sky, a lot of birds around, and yeah, that's my prompt. So this is how you generate. Now, I had told you in the beginning that I have already worked with a couple of more prompts. So there is a tomb arch in the Mughal architecture patterns with flowers engraved on white marble stone. I have done that as well, and I will very quickly show you where that is. So it is going to be, I'm going to click on the Adobe Express home icon, and then I will go to your stuff where all my stuff gets saved as and when I create anything. And this is the image that I had pre-generated so that I could show you in this session that this is the image that I generated, which said that tomb arches in a Mughal architecture pattern with flowers engraved on white marble stone. And when I click on generate, I not only get this image, but I get a lot of different images over here related to this text. सो मुझे एक ऑप्शन नहीं, मुझे बहुत सारे ऑप्शंस मिलते हैं जहां से मैं पिक एंड चूज करके जो भी मेरा फेवरेट इमेज है उसको यूज कर पा. And then the next part too, once I have generated my image, I would also like to reiterate, every time you generate anything, you can download it very easily. So you click on the download button and you click on the download option, you will be able to download your work very easily over here. So that's how you download any image, anything that you have created, any work that you have done, and it gets, you can see I just opened it up and it gets opened up on your browser. All right. So there was another one that I had done for you all, and that was basically an image of a serene mountain lake between snow-capped peaks with a wooden cabin. An image of a white vintage ambassador car driving on a coastal highway. तो मैंने एक हाईवे इमेजिन करा, उसके बगल में सी इमेजिन करा और वहां पे एक कार चल रहा है ये इमेजिन करा. This is what I wanted to make, and this is what Express generated for me. This is what the generative AI text to image feature generated for me. So you can see such a beautiful car, It's coastal. The sky is beautiful, the sunset sky, and there are a lot of birds around. You can clearly see that I love birds, so I keep adding birds to all my creations that I create. So this is another one that I did. And then I'm going to show you the last one that I did, which was this one. Just give me a second. So you can see anytime I want to access anything, I come back to your stuff, or your stuff mein mujhe mera sara creations mil jate hain. Now I'm opening up this one, which is basically, again, I imagined Kashmir, and I thought I will create a serene mountain lake between the snow-capped peaks with a wooden cabin. तो मैं अभी recently imagine कर रही थी कि okay, this is how the weather is changing. तो मुझे लगा okay, I want to show this kind of an image. So which is why I thought that I'll put this up in my description and show you all that how beautifully the generative AI feature has just generated this text to image feature for me. Now hold your breaths. हम लोग आपको allow करेंगे to create all of this by the end of this session when you all have access to your Adobe Express premium licenses. But for that, you need to remember that you have to just scan this QR code or click on the link that you have in the chat box and fill in the information so that we can provide you with Adobe Express premium licenses. So once you're done with that, you will then be able to sign into Express, and we will help you with signing into Express. And by the end of our session today, आप लोग भी बहुत सारे creations बना पाएंगे. You will be also able to work on text to image feature that I just showed you all. So thank you, everybody. Thanks for hearing me out and looking at this beautiful feature along with me. I'm going to hand it over to Meenakshi now, who's going to take you to the next very beautiful feature, which is the text effects. So yeah.
Thank you, Jasmeet. And yeah, it was super exciting to see you create all of those images. It just brings in more excitement in the room. And of course, it helps us take a look at what is it that's possible using Adobe Express generative ideas. So here we are. We are going to take you now on the journey, and I'm going to take you onwards from over here. What else? और क्या कर सकते हैं हम इसी generative AI में? Last time we had spoken a lot about number of tools, but you know what? Before I move onwards, I'm going to pause here and request Neharika and Deepshika to see if there is any question in the chat window that we need to answer. I saw one or two requests that please speak in English. We're going to, swing back between English and Hindi so that we accommodate as many multilingualism as possible. And Jasmeet did exactly that. And what about the licenses? Do know that there is a process. The QR code that Jasmeet had actually flashed, and I'll flash it again over here for you. This is the QR code that you need to scan. The same link is also being shared in your chat window. Now, while that is being shared, you can either use that or this. It'll take you to the same form. Now, once you have the form, please fill in all the details. Your software access will come from this form only. So at the back end, our team is sitting and providing you licenses real time, which means right now. अभी वो आपकी जैसे ही फॉर्म फिल कर रहे हैं उस डेटा को लेकर के आपके इसी ईमेल आईडी पे जो आपने वहां ईमेल आईडी सबमिट किया है, the email ID that you have submitted in the form, they're taking that and sending you your license permissions. Therefore, please keep an eye on your email. So please आप अपने email को access करें जो आपने email हमारे साथ scan पे share किया है. Once you do that, click on join now. You'll be able to go through the steps. And of course, I'm here to take you through those steps once again. And I will. So for now, apart from the login questions, if you have any question, please put it in the chat window. We've had a beautiful presentation of text to image. I'm going to take you through the next piece, which is text effects. Before I mesmerize you with text effects, I'm going to pause here to see if there are any more questions in the chat window. Niharika, do we have any questions?
Yeah, hi Meenakshi.
Okay. Can't hear you, Niharika.
Yeah,
So there are a couple of questions regarding how to they access the premium features of Adobe Express, which you have rightly answered. There are a couple of more questions regarding the deployment. So one of the user is saying that can we use Microsoft ID as we have done the deployment of Adobe Premium for the from the Adobe partners. So yeah, here to you.
Thank you for your question. So yes, some of the schools in the last 10 days have connected with us, and we have, facilitated, Adobe team has facilitated deployment of licenses within your school, which means your Microsoft or your Google IDs have been federated with your Adobe IDs, and you can use your school IDs to log in. In that case, you need not use your CBSE IDs. And I know many of you had conveyed that you have access to your school IDs. Then please use your school ID. Simply go to express.adobe.com. That is new.express.adobe.com. I'll request just me to please put that link once again in the chat window. That's the direct link. Go there and go through a few steps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip this for a minute. I'm going to take you through this. For those who are logging in right now, before I start with text effects, I want you working with me, really getting hands-on with me. Yeah. So here are the steps. When you get your license in your email, click on that blue icon out there, and then you will get this screen. As you get this screen, please log in. Like I've told you multiple times, but I will say that again. Don't use the first three options. Simply say sign in with the email. So sign in with your email or continue with your email is what it will say. पहले तीन ऑप्शंस आप इग्नोर कर दीजिए बिकॉज वो आपके लिए नहीं है. आपके लिए लाइसेंस्ड वर्जन के लिए कंटिन्यू विद ईमेल ऑप्शन वैलिड है. उसके साथ साथ जो आप ध्यान रखें उस चीज का कि आप अपना स्कूल का ही आईडी यूज करें, चाहे वो गूगल आईडी है या वो आपका माइक्रोसॉफ्ट आईडी है, जो भी आपका स्कूल आईडी है उसे यूज करें. Once again, this is for people where deployments have already happened for premium licenses. For those who do not have school-wide deployment, and this is a school-wide deployment, किसी भी एक टीचर को लाइसेंस नहीं मिलता है, ना किसी एक स्टूडेंट को. This is a school-wide deployment that happens. Therefore, your school team would have connected with us, we would have done the deployment, and then you will have access. Otherwise, यही steps follow कीजिए. In your email, you will get a link. Click on that blue button. It will bring you here. When you get to here, don't use the first three options. Use the continue with email option. At that point, if your school has deployed, use your school ID. If they have not deployed, use the CBSE or the digital ID. Yeah, I hope that is absolutely clear now. And once you have done that, please, verify your identity. You will get a message in your email or your mobile phone as you have provided. That will be like this sort of a code, and just punch in those numbers. You will arrive over here, verify on this screen. Next will say complete your account. So you can complete your details, and then you will have access to your school or CBSE Shiksha or CBSE Digital EDU. Okay, so those are the steps. I'm going to go a little slow. I'm going to repeat this once again in both English and Hindi so that you're very clear before I move onwards. Next 2 minutes, just bear with me as I take you through these steps, please. Okay, once again, you get an email. You get an email in two ways. Number one, our backend team is working right now. You scan that QR code and you have submitted. Use that email itself to check your email and see if you have received the email. वो जो scan कर रहे हैं आप QR code को, उसमें आपने एक फॉर्म फिल किया, उसमें आपने एक ईमेल आईडी दिया. उस ईमेल आईडी पर आपको एक्सेस दिया जा रहा है, वो CBSE या डिजिटल वाला आईडी होगा. आप उसी ईमेल पे जाके देखें, आपके पास लाइसेंस आया होगा. उस ईमेल में एक ब्लू बटन है. There's a blue button in the email. Click on that. When you click on that, you will get this screen. When you get this screen, ignore the first three options, go for the fourth one, which is your continue with email. Here, use the email that you have used, you have gotten your email in. CBSE, digital, or your school ID, wherever your email has come, okay? And then log in. जहां पर आपका ईमेल आया वही लॉगिन करें, ठीक है। जैसे ही आप करेंगे उसके बाद वो आपको आपकी स्कूल के लिए एक्सेप्ट करने को बोलेगा या आपको सीबीएसई या डिजिटल ईडीयू के लिए एक्सेप्ट करने को बोलेंगे। आप वो यूज कीजिएगा, पर्सनल अकाउंट पे मत क्लिक कीजिएगा। आई होप दिस इज क्लियर एंड आई थिंक वी आर गुड टू मूव ऑनवर्ड्स। एम आई राइट, निहारिका? Any more
Yes,
questions?
yes, we are good to go. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So here we are. If this magic wasn't magic enough for you, let me amaze you a little more. Generative AI can do so many things for us, isn't it? Of those things, one of the things is text effects. What are text effects? Well, headlines, whenever we see, should look like a headline, right? Anything that we want to bring to someone's attention should be attention fetching, isn't it? This is exactly that what it is. जो आप राइट साइड पे देख रहे हैं वो एक इमेज है। अगर आप किसी का ध्यान किसी चीज पे लाना चाहते हैं तो आपको उसे बड़ा बिग बोल्ड दिखाना होगा, राइट? That is why we have these special effects. You can also bring someone's attention to your graph, to your words. Let's say there are too many words in that whole page, and you want to draw attention to that particular word. That is where we use text effects. Another place where we use text effects is in context. We are teachers. We always use things in context. And उसे context में use करने के लिए हम बहुत सारे examples आज देखेंगे। टेक्स्ट इफेक्ट्स होता क्या है, मैं वहां से शुरू करूंगी और उसके बाद आपको लेकर के जाऊंगी धीरे धीरे ये दिखाने के लिए कि आप अपने सब्जेक्ट में कहाँ यूज करेंगे। सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, what are these text effects? How can we create? How do we move onwards with this? And after that, I'm going to give you multiple examples from your curriculum. One of the examples is mentioned here as well. I'm going to do a back and forth into both the screens and I'm going to show you exactly what to do. So you're going to be on express.adobe.com. आपने login जैसे भी किया हो, whatever method you have used, you should arrive here and you should be logged in. So in the top right corner, I am logged in over here. You should be logged in with your CBSE, digital, or your school ID, like I explained just a few minutes back. Okay. Now, when you are over here, you remember the plus sign, yeah? Right now, even just me, it was using the same icon. So this plus sign is what I'm going to show you with. And you have your quick actions here, which is text to image. However, I'm going to today use another route. Scroll down. यहाँ पर लिखा हुआ है, let your imagination soar with generative AI. And let's do that. यहाँ पर last option है text effects का, right? So मैंने क्या किया? new.express.adobe. If you can see my screen here on top, मेरे URL में ये लिखा हुआ है new.express.adobe.com. yeah? इस URL पे आने के बाद login हूँ मैं. Login के बाद आप देखेंगे that you scroll down. One is that you use this plus option. Two is you scroll down. As you scroll down, you will get this option which will help you understand what is generative AI and experience generative AI. राइट? अभी मैं आपके सामने एक एग्जाम्पल रखूंगी जो कि एक साधारण एग्जाम्पल होगा। A regular simple example is what I'm going to start with. Then I'm going to take you towards the academics. So I can click over here or I can go back. I can start from over here because यहाँ पर already इन्होंने ये दिया हुआ था कि क्या इफेक्ट हमें चाहिए। उन्होंने बलून को बलून्स की तरह मांगा था। देखिए, जैसे ही हमने, जैसा कि जसमीत ने दिखाया था, मैं एक बार फिर से बाहर जाती हूँ, आपको फिर से दिखाती हूँ। ये देखिए, when I go over here and I hover my cursor over here, it's going to give you example of rose gold glitter. So it's giving you a description already, or you can write a description as you like it, right? The text effect is something that you're looking for. यहाँ हम क्या लिख सकते हैं, मैं भी थोड़ी सी देर में करती हूँ, लेकिन इस वक्त मैं आपको दिखाती हूँ कि फर्स्ट टेक्स्ट इफेक्ट होता क्या है. So what are text effects? Text effects are any effects that can be applied to your text. For example, there's a word written rose. Do you see that? This is generative AI. Every time you come here, you'll get something new. Yeah? अभी हमने balloons बनाए थे. अब हम लिख रहे हैं rose in rose gold. So it is different. Yeah? And of course you get multiple options. रोज गोल्ड में आपको ये सारा का सारा डिजाइन और पैटर्न कैसा चाहिए, दूर दूर हो, ज्यादा चमकता हो, कम चमकता हो, कैसे आप इसे चाहेंगे देखना, इट डिपेंड्स ऑन यू। 3D इफेक्ट्स हो नहीं हो, यहाँ बहुत सारी ऑप्शंस आपके पास आती जाएंगी और आप उसमें से चूज कर सकते हैं। यू कैन चूज एनी ऑप्शन दैट यू वांट, यू हैव मल्टीपल ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल हियर। ऑल्सो देयर आर सर्टेन प्री क्यूरेटेड वंस, पहले से ही बनी हुई है। Our life is always simpler, right? So we'll go to view all, and you can see over here that these are different types of effects. The minute I click on this, that effect appears on my text. Now, do you see right now it has gone neutral or normal? And the minute I click on, the left-hand side, look at that. This is giving me exactly the effect that is written on the left side. So you understand that if I need any effect, there are certain pre-curated, कुछ पहले से बने हुए पड़े हुए हैं, आप उनमें से किसी भी इफेक्ट को यूज कर सकते हैं. However, if you're a dissatisfied person like me, you're going to go ahead and mess around with it and see अब क्या बना सकते हैं. Now you see over here, the word rose now has a balloon effect. You're going to say, this is all fun. Where am I going to use it in class? You tell me that. Of course, I'm going to tell you. In your classes, you have to bring it to context. So let's say I'm going to do a chapter on plants. So why not write plants? Or let's say vegetables. I'm going to write vegetables. Okay. Okay. Size thoda bada ho gaya, main chota kar deti hu so that we know that this will fit into our screen. You can simply drag from over here, and to reduce the size, you can simply bring it back down over here and make it in one row. There you go. I mean, just imagine if you were to start a chapter and where your NCF says that it should be inquiry based. Look at that. And, I could also say, guess what? I could, if I were a teacher, I would not write vegetables. I'll say, guess what are we going to learn about today? Yeah. And I give them this sort of a text. Imagine the imagination running wild. This is me preparing my students to learn. मेरे बच्चों को ऐसे hints मिलते हैं तो वो अपने आप सवाल भी पूछने लगते हैं, बात करने लगते हैं. You get a way to talk to them. Text effects, देख रहे हैं आप लेफ्ट साइड पर एक प्रॉपर मेन्यू बनता जा रहा है, and I can have various ways of writing the same text. This is what text effects are. To start a conversation, to bring something into someone's notice, these are beautiful ways to actually, start your conversation. Who likes to talk about green vegetables, right? But look at that text. Really makes you talk about it, think about it, and even you won't mind trying some green vegetables. So any kind of inspiration, text effects work the best. Now, apart from this, there are multiple other text effects. ये देखिए last में left side पर where my cursor is hovering right now, you again have text effects. If you're not happy with this, look at this. I love this one. Now this says pink in rose petals. Do you see this? There's a prompt here. Yes. Even for text effects, you have prompts available. You could actually give a prompt to say soft pink, look at that. Now, again, it has generated multiple options for these pink petal layouts or pink roses layouts. I can choose what I like or what suits my context the best. It doesn't stop here. There are many things that you can do here. I'll go to text effects again. And if you keep scrolling over here and you click on view all, right? Once again, I'm doing this. मैं view all पे जाकर आपको दिखा रही हूँ. ये था natural or the foliage that I wanted to use, right? There are many other effects over here which you could be using. All you need to do is simply click on this word and your word will get the same effect as this one. Now look at that. That's a wooden or woody kind of a feel. If you see over here, it says the bloodwood, right? So ye different effects hai. These are different effects that are available, and you can even generate your own. So those are the two ways in which you can work with this. Okay. While we are doing all of this, I'm going to show you one or two more ways. But today we have a very special guest with us. I'm going to show you more examples in some time. Okay. Now, while I'm doing this, There are examples given in this, our page as well. This web page is being shared with you. You may please try it at your convenience. Yeah. So I'm going to pause here and I'm going to invite Miss Sonia Wadhwa. She is the principal of Salvan Junior School, Narayana Vihar, New Delhi. And she has been very kind to be here and share with us what do her students and teachers do using these generative AI powers. Sonia ma'am, the floor is all yours.
Thank you so very much, Meenakshi and CBSE and Adobe team for having me here and inviting me on this platform and allow me to share the work of my students and teachers. Definitely, it's a great opportunity, and I'm going to share my screen and I'll be showing some of the examples. I would say them as the experiments, creative experiments that my students have done with this particular tool, which is very, very powerful. You all saw just now Adobe Express and the power of generative AI add cherry to the cake and allow us to take the creativity of the students to the next level. Uh, Meenakshi, I hope my screen is visible.
Certainly, we can see it. Please go ahead.
Okay, so if you read the caption, it says magic happens when creativity meets AI. So definitely we are being using Adobe Express. Before the name of the tool was Adobe Spark. So we were using this particular tool from many past 4-5 years, I would say. But now Express with power of AI has become so beautiful that it is creating magic in our classrooms day in and day out. So let me just show you some of the examples. So this is first, I created my own poster with the help of AI and Adobe Express. If you want to know who am I, who is presenting. So my name is, as Meenakshi already introduced me, I am Sonia Wadhwa, principal of Silvan Junior School, Narayana Vihar. And my forte is to integrate technology into classrooms, to weave in digital pedagogies into normal classroom and see how we can take the creativity of the students to the next level. So I believe in the power of technology in empowering learners. So when technology shakes hands with, the creativity of a teacher, and nowadays with AI, the magic is naturally to happen. So I'm not going to give you demonstration because I think Meenakshi and before that, Jasprit, they did a wonderful job. So I'm just showing you the use case examples, how we use all of this, what you were seeing so far in our classrooms. So if there are any language teachers, and you would, agree with me that we have grown up seeing teachers asking students to draw character sketch. In language especially, they say draw character sketch of so and so from this lesson in your notebook. And some children, those who are not good in drawing, they really feel bad because they then end up making those two little circles and then they explain what their character sketch is. But we did this experiment in Adobe Express using generative AI. Now, suppose children were to describe one of their friends and create an avatar for that friend. This is just one simple example that we did on Friendship Day. So children were asked to give a prompt to AI to describe their friend. And then based on the character traits or the prompt given by the children, the generative AI would then generate the image of the friend. Now, this is a child himself. So for himself, he gave some prompt that, I have curly hairs, I'm tall, I wear specs. So this kind of image was generated by AI. Now, this is another image which AI generated when he gave the prompt as my friend Vivan is short-heighted, fat, has curly hair, wears spectacles, and has chubby cheeks. So I have seen both these kids and I can give AI a marking of 85 out of 100 because they look very similar to what these kids are exactly. Now, if you see, there are two aspects. One is it is helping children to foster their language skills, their power of expression. When children draw character sketch in the copy, if their drawing is not so very good, they're hesitant to do that assignment. And there, the idea of teacher is not to see their drawing skill. The idea of teacher is to see how well they have understood the chapter and how well they can define the characteristics or qualities of the character. Now here, when the child is giving the prompt, all the adjectives like short-heighted, fat, curly hair, wear spectacles, chubby cheeks have to be well in place to get the proper output. So AI, as we know that be it AI or it computers or it technology, it works on the fundamental of GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. So if our prompt is perfect, the output is definitely going to come out as perfect. So this was one exercise which we gave to our students to be done with generative AI. So later on, language teachers then took it in the classroom to use the same concept to define the character sketch of different characters in the stories. Now, moving ahead, I'll show you some of the project work. So we all know that PBL has an important role to play as far as school project, school assessments are concerned. Projects are given to students once in a term or maybe more. And every time children struggle with getting proper copyright free images for their project. But with Adobe Express, their life has become easier. They don't spend hours on search engines to search images. Have a look at some of these projects. So one is project Mount Everest. So the child got this project in EVS. So child was to look for certain copyright free images to complete his project. The child is in class 5. You can see how beautifully he has generated these images with the help of generative AI. Now he doesn't have the tension to find the copyright free images from the internet and then use it in his project and then make a proper bibliography or to cite all the references. He has generated all these images with the help of generative AI. Now here, not only AI is supporting him to make his project look more authentic and the images are matching with the report that he has put in. At times what happens when we search images from internet, most of the time the images doesn't match exactly with the description what we have given because those images are created by somebody else. But in this scenario, the children themselves are creating images with the help of AI and they are giving description what they want. So this is one example. See another example. इस दूसरे एग्जाम्पल में बच्चे ने रूरल इंडिया में सीजनल क्रॉप्स के बारे में he has tried to share information and you see here all the images are generated by AI. So when I interacted with this child and I asked how was your experience, the same thing he said, ma'am, earlier we would spend 2 hours in making the project baby and 2 to 3 to 4 hours further and find matching images, but now what we did after creating the project just spend 5 to 7 minutes to generate all relevant images by giving prompt to AI, and the project was done in less time and the output was even more efficient. So far I've spoken about two things. One, I have spoken about the value of giving the correct prompt. Second, how these images which are being generated. So you also learned when Jasmeet in the first part of the segment of the session spoke about generating images by giving proper prompt. So you saw those images getting generated. I showed you two use cases that we use it for character sketch, we use it for project images. Now the third use case of these images is many a time I have seen teachers struggling with the prompt for picture composition. Picture composition is also something which is very, very useful in all language examination, be it Hindi or English. In all classes in CBSE, children have a picture composition assignment to write. So when these picture composition assignments are given, teachers try to find pictures related to the latest what is happening in the market. For example, this picture is about child labor. Another picture is about sustainable sources of energy, wind energy or an electric power car. So if a teacher has some concept in mind that I want my children to write on this theme, but they in past they had all the images which were available on the search engine, but some part of the image will match their requirement and some part of the image will not match their requirement. With this kind of tool in hand, we can generate exactly what we want. Suppose I want them to write on 3 sustainable sources of energy: wind energy, electric power and solar energy. I would show only those 3 in my image so that the children writing is narrowed down to what I want. So this is another use case where we use. This is another interesting exercise. So we told children, think of an animal you are most scared of and then write your name and fill the letters of your name with the skin of that animal. So the children gave the prompt like they wanted to fill their name with snake. So if somebody was scared of cobra, so the child wrote the name of the animal and then they filled the name with that. So this is one sample example, but examples like this allow children to think one level beyond. So you can at times take their creativity to the next level, ask them, okay, what that scares you the most? Why don't you fill yourself and think that that is all over you and come out of this fear and let have a feeling of freedom. So some sort of, I would say some activities which make children involve in these kind of exercises help them come out of their fear and help them think differently, changes their perspective. So this is another use case. Now we ask children that, make a poster on, let's say it could be on any festival, let's say Basant Panchami. Now the child has to put everything in the poster which is relevant to Basant Panchami. So they were given 5 things. So you tell us who we worship, किसकी पूजा करते हैं, कौन पूजा करता है, किसका भोग लगाते हैं, और देवी की क्या सवारी है और उनका फेवरेट कलर क्या है. तो children were given 5 prompts. Ab, the images which are available on internet may not have all the 5 things in one poster. उसमें कलर किसी में मिसिंग होगा, some might have missed the vehicle, like सरस्वती जी is हंस वाहिनी, तो उसमें उनका व्हीकल नहीं होगा, कौन सा एनिमल है, किसी में फूड नहीं होगा. So if we want child to make a poster like this which has generative AI so helpful, they can generate 5 separate images and amalgamate all of that in one folder. So this is, again, we do these kind of experiments. This ensures 2 things. Otherwise, if you ask children to make a poster, they may go to, any search engine, they may Google an image which matches the prompt given by teacher. So if teacher has asked to make, poster on Friendship Day or on Mother's Day, they will find thousands of posters on internet. But what if you restrict them? In your poster, these 5 things should be there. Now, if they want those 5 things to be in the same poster, it is very difficult for them to get everything on the same in the same poster which is ready-made available. So they have to come to Express, and this is where they have to do little hard work in generating those separate customized images and then putting them into one particular poster. So this ensures originality of work also. So this is something like we told them, make a poster which tells the importance of school uniform, and we gave them pointers. Now this is a poster which cannot be found on internet. The children cannot copy paste and just submit the assignment. They have to use their own creativity, and this is where I feel that Adobe Express with generative AI features is a boon for children. Especially in my school, I have seen children really enjoying doing these kind of assignments. Another example which Garima and Minakshi and Jaspreet has as of now not spoken about, but I'm sure they will take it forward in the sessions to come. There's something called Animate from Audio. This is again a superb feature. So there are templates. In the interest of time, I'll play this very short one. So we give an assignment. Suppose you were to make your own digital assistant. For example, आपको Alexa की बहन बनाना है और Siri का भाई बनाना है, कोई आपका digital assistant. उसका look and feel कैसा होना चाहिए, what kind of instruction it should take, how it should interact with younger children. So we gave that assignment. Now children wrote their own prompt and they gave that text prompt to the feature Animate from Audio, and they selected one sample robot. And see, this is the output, which is amazing, and it is done by a class 3 child. So just
hello viewers. Today I'm going to tell you about my story. Who am I? My name is Ivan and I am brother of Alexa. Yes, the famous Amazon AI. And our mother AI is very.
So I'll just skip through it. So these are, because I'm sure they will have a complete session on Animate from Audio. And once you have learned it, then it will make more sense to you. So I'll show the last bit for which we use, and it is really very exciting. How about your children printing, publishing their storybooks on Amazon or on other platform in hard copy? Or so this is where Adobe Express is very useful. So in past, what I used to do, I always fan of giving this opportunity. I'm always very excited to create opportunities for children to come out with their original thinking. So in past also, we have done this exercise many a time where we call children and encourage them to write their original storybooks. But those storybooks were, I would say, not that attractive, because children will write with hand, and then they would they would take help of their friend who is good in art, and then they will put some graphics to make it look like a professional storybook. But with the help of Adobe Express, all our children have become very professional story writers. Now see this example. So the child is writing, once there was a girl named Tina. She was very introvert and never used to make friends. Now the child want, after this line, a image should come. So the child generated this image, Tina, and she's introvert and she likes to stay alone. Then the story moves. When Tina became 12, her father got transferred to a new city and she joined a new school. In her new school, she met Rahul. Now she wants another image depicting her new school and she's meeting Rahul. So this is again new image which the child has generated with the help of generative AI. Now imagine if the child is writing a short story of 5 pages by putting 10-20 pictures which are generated with generated AI. The outcome, the final books look like a professional book. If you agree with me, give a thumbs up or say some remark that yes, even your children can do it the way my students are publishing their storybooks. I think that day is not far away when we will be, producing many authors in our school who will be doing professional work, and their books will be published all over the internet with the help of this beautiful tool. So I would give rest to my voice by saying that text to image and these text effects which you saw and you learned in today's session, and you saw the use cases in my presentation, are amazing. And it's not at all difficult to learn. When my class 3, 4, 5 students are doing wonders with these features, I'm sure you can motivate and empower even senior children and many more students. So thank you so very much, Adobe and CBSE, for giving me this opportunity to share I would say, the magical experiments that we are doing with the tool in our classrooms. Thank you so very much.
Truly inspirational, absolutely inspirational, Sonia ma'am. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
joining us. And I'm sure, just like me, everybody is now brimming with ideas as to how can they use Adobe Express in their rooms. And of course, we are here to take you onwards and show you more that you can do. Do you remember that last time we gave you access to these books? These are your manuals. So one of the manual, last time I had picked up an example from science book. This time I'm going to use the ICT manual. And don't think this is going to be used only in ICT. I'm sure you have multiple ways to use it, and you're brimming with ideas of how to take it to your class. So अपनी क्लास में यूज करने के लिए आपके पास ये मैनुअल्स हैं as your guide. These guides are very detailed. I'm going to show you one of the lessons in this ICT plan. I will try and make the font bigger for you so that you can read it. Yeah, now it's reader friendly. Now, when you go over here, it's almost on page number 17 that you will find this plan. Just allow me to take you through it. This is using your AI text effects. What I have showcased to you today, there is a lesson plan literally ready to fly into your classroom anytime. This is a grade 7 plan, but please feel free to tweak it, make it more tougher for students, simpler for students, differentiate. Differentiation is a part of NCF and AP as well. So I'm going to give you many clues as to how you can actually align your curriculum to NEP and NCF. So while you're doing that, here's one great example. You have to draft an invitation. And I think this is why to our students, make them probably even compete to be a finalist, or, appreciate that, probably we're not going to use just one type of invite this time. This time when we are inviting, we're going to use 2 or 3 types of invitations. Competency-based learning. So you could look at all of these elements out here for alignment. There are learning objectives that are very clearly mentioned here. ये learning objectives आपके curriculum से aligned है. So this is not something that, we are giving you which you don't know about. This is something you're totally aligned with and like the back of your hand. The structure of this plan is plan का एक structure है. कहाँ पे आप स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं, उसके बाद आपको क्या क्या डू में बताया गया है, क्या क्या आप कर सकते हैं, एक्सप्लोर में आप आगे फर्दर इंक्वायरी लेवल पे जाने के लिए क्या क्या कर सकते हैं, या बच्चों को एंगेज करने के लिए क्या क्या कर सकते हैं, व्हाट इज द highest level of Bloom's taxonomy, and that is create. You can actually create over here. Okay, so these are the 4 stages that we are looking at. You can start at this point, do a few things for your students or with your students for that matter. Let them explore more options using the ones that you have already shown them, and then create. Now, these words that are written in blue, जो ये blue में दिए गए शब्द हैं, इनके साथ है एक link. When you click on it, it will take you to a tutorial which you can watch at your convenience. I'm not going to play that for you, but this is a resource for to help you teach. So आप इसे लेकर पढ़ा सकते हैं. उसके बाद यहाँ पर दिया गया है एक टेम्पलेट. देखिए, ये एक प्रिंटेबल टेम्पलेट है. जब मैं इसे ओपन करती हूँ या क्लिक करती हूँ तो वो मेरे लिए Adobe Express में अपने आप खुल जाता है. It opens all by itself in Adobe Express, making your journey much more comfortable. And then you can remix on the on the right side bottom of your screen. You can see remix the design. You can remix this design by simply clicking here, and there you go. The invite is all for you to mess around with do whatever you would like to. Let's say, I want to use text effects today. Yeah, you remember that was my idea, that I'm going to do text effects in generative AI. Now, this is already given to me. It looks beautiful. What do I do to it? It is Olivia's dinosaur birthday party. Where are the dinosaurs in the backdrop? How about making Olivia's name as, let's say as dinosaurs? I'm going to show you something over here and probably write dinosaurs playing party. Okay, dinosaurs probably in a party. Let's see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen because I'm going to try this for the first time. There are certain text effects that we have already tried. I'm going to say, go ahead and try. Now, do you see over here? It's generating. Fingers crossed. I don't know what's going to come up. So I'm just as clueless as you are. Oh my God, look at that. Those are some dinosaurs having a party. You want to see it clearly? I'm going to just make it bigger right now. Now, look at that. Yeah, that just turns the tables, and I'm going to change this into white so that you can see it absolutely clearly. And probably, even remove a few of these dinosaurs. I don't need these dinosaurs because I have a beautiful dinosaur themed birthday party, and I can ask other people to guess what is the theme of the party, and they will just simply look at this and guess the theme. Just like this, you can actually help your students design book covers, invitations, flyer headings, newsletter headings, anything that you want. So you can go to text effects, make your own text effects, or probably choose from the ones that are already done over here, or be me and do your own thing and create your own pieces over here. You have multiple options. Look at that dinosaur flying in into, oh, beautiful, isn't it? Well, I'm going to pause here. I really want to ask Niharika if there is any question in the chat window that we need to answer. Niharika?
Hi, Meenakshi. Some of the teachers are actually insisting if we could just repeat the steps all over again on how they can log in and access their accounts. And just one more thing we would like to point out that the licenses will get activated soon. So don't worry if you have not received the email yet, you will receive the email soon and then you will be able to access your premium licenses. Yeah, over to you, Meenakshi.
Thank you, Niharika. That was extremely helpful. I'm going to go in a private window. I'm going to show you how you're going to open this when you do. Okay, so let's say you have this express.adobe.com, which will turn automatic. I'm not logged in beforehand. Over here, you have these first 3 options. And normally what we do is, oh yeah, I have a Google ID, I'll go here. I have a Facebook account, I'll go here. I have an Apple ID, I'll go here. Please don't do that. Just simply use this, continue with email. Now, when you write continue with email, I'm going to give my ID over here. Okay. And it's going to take me inside. Now, at this point, we want you to give your IDs, which means you're going to give the ID on which you have received the email. जिस email पे आपके पास invite आया है इस license के लिए, वो email ID use कीजिए. Use that email ID for your logging in. Now, when let's say it is a CBSE ID, go and check your CBSE email. If it is your digital EDU ID, go check your digital EDU ID. If it is your licenses have been federated, your deployment of your school is complete, please only then use your school IDs. Okay. Now, once you have done that, you will then get a screen like this. Here will be your school name. This is my school name. So your school name, sorry, my company name, your school name will come over here. You have to choose this not personal profile because we are working as a school. Therefore, kindly choose this to get the correct version of your Adobe Express. I hope this is clear. Of course, we are here, and this entire process is also mentioned in our in the web page that we have shared with you. You can look at those steps. आप उन steps को एक एक करके follow कीजिए. You will be able to log in perfectly. All right. Any more questions? Okay. जैसा कि आपको आई थिंक जसमीत ने भी बताया था, all my stuff one is available in your stuff. Two, do you see मेरे ये डायनासोर जी यहाँ पर बैठे हैं. So all my recent creatives are there at the base of my page. I can very quickly go there, start doing what I want to do. Yeah. Now, in your lesson plans also, there is a sample that is given to you to let you see what is the expected product that you can, or creative that you can expect out of this. Now, the minute I click on these words, this text effect comes into play. I can scroll down. यहाँ पर ये रहा text effect. ये highlight हो गया है एक purple button में, and I can go here and change it into anything that I want to. There are pre-made templates over here. Go to view all and you will be able to see. Yeah, there are other abstract or animals available here as well. You may choose whatever you want to. So I'll let you explore this on your own. I'm sure you're better than me at this because you're very enthusiastic right now about using this tool. Now, going back to what I was creating with you, there is additionally also our Adobe Education Exchange. Adobe Education Exchange एक जगह है जहां पर आपके लिए है resources, professional learning courses, and a whole community of educators here waiting to explore this with you. Adobe Education Exchange आप access कर सकते हैं edx.adobe.com. I will kindly request the team to share the link in the chat window. There you can go and explore this. Log in with your same ID as you're accessing on your Express. You will be logged in over here and you will be greeted by name. Yeah. As you move onwards over here, you will see multiple resources available and there are certain featured one also. Under this featured collection is the generative AI. Do you see this? Unleash creativity with generative AI in Adobe Express. Oh my God, that was the topic for today's session. But we have so much of content lying over here that every subject teacher can go here, look at this content, learn more. This is the page that we would want you to go to. This is the course. I think I'll give this to Jasmeet when she takes it. She'll take you onwards to explain ये क्या है, क्या करना है मुझे यहाँ. But I want to show you something really amazing. Just to know कि ये कैसे start करें हम. And parents के लिए आपको चाहिए होता है कि आप कैसे बताएं parents को कि हम ये use करने वाले हैं. यहाँ पर already available है आपके लिए information that you can share with parents जिसमें ये तक लिखा हुआ है कि how is it beneficial. So for anybody between admin or parents or educators or students, you have guides available for you so that you can actually share with them. Then comes your most important piece. कहाँ से हम इस सब को use करेंगे. ये आपके हैं lesson plans. These are your lesson plans. You can explore them, do whatever you want. Here is a literary character, historical figure, geometric shapes, and visualizing a substance with Gen AI. It is super amazing to go and dwell into all of this. And I invite you all to explore this at your convenience. But आज की हमारी activity क्या रहेगी? So what will be our activity? Our activity or your challenge for you today is that you have to create a historical figure. ये वाला लेसन प्लान हम आज यूज कर रहे हैं आपके साथ hands on हो रहे हैं and we are going to create something amazing. While we create, these are historical figures and over here is a complete lesson plan for you to actually follow. Now, अब इसमें हम करेंगे क्या? हम ये करेंगे कि हम जाएंगे Adobe Express पे. यहां से मैं गई Adobe Express पे. ठीक है? ये आज का चैलेंज है. This is today's challenge or your activity for this session. You better get going with me or keep your eyes and ears open because I'm going to show you exactly what to do. No, it's not called cheating. It is called helping. Okay. We've learned two things today. Number one, what we have learned is how to create an image using text. Two, text effects. We are going to use both of these powers in this. How are we going to use this is we're going to use the text to image option. And I'm, let's say, going to think about a historical figure here. And I'm going to give the command to generate. I've already pre-curated this comment, but don't worry. I'm going to show you one more where I'm going to show you how I'm generating this. Now, मैंने एक कमांड दिया यहाँ पर कि मुझे एक मुगल एम्पायर के रूलर की एक इमेज चाहिए wherein he should, oh, look at that. Isn't that so fascinating? Don't they just look like those rulers that we had? Imagine this is a leaf out of my history book, and I could create an image on my own giving this sort of a prompt. Now, while I have given this sort of a prompt, I can try more with you over here. Historical figure, कोई भी हो सकते हैं. Anybody whom you draw an inspiration from, whom you feel that you would like to visualize that you maybe were a person in that era. What did that person in that era look like? Probably you are a freedom fighter, okay, participating in Dandi March. I'm just being fictional. And you are tall, you are a female, you wear a white sari, and you are Indian. There you go. That's a prompt that I have just come up with impromptu. I don't know what's going to come up. So again, fingers crossed. I don't know what's going to happen, but this is generative AI. It's going to give you something absolutely beautiful. Oh, look at that. Dandi March is taken it as Dandiya, not Dandi March. Never mind. That is your place to actually go ahead and adjust this prompt. This is why I wanted it to be impromptu. India's freedom struggle. I was a part of the Dandi March. Probably, or pick up more leaves, add more details. More details, the more, you add, better and clearer this will become. So what I'm trying to show you here is just one example. Apart from that, remember, I had to add, look at that. Isn't that much better? Yeah. So like I said, keep playing with it because what you will get will be much better each time. Look at that. That seems like a lady in a white sari. So it has picked up bits and pieces from what I was trying to generate and it's trying to give me some images. Yeah, you can have a good laugh at my expense. Now I'm going to add some text. To add the text, you can just simply add text and write, let's say, women in Dandi March. Okay, so I'm going to write women in Dandi March, right? So this is my text right now. I know you can't see anything. I'm going to scroll down over here, go to text effects, and I'm going to pick up some effects. There you go. So you simply have to click here or simply describe the kind of text that you're looking for. Depends on what you're looking for. You could actually go ahead and generate any kind of text. Only when you have used these two features will your assignment be complete. So please don't forget, you need to complete your assignment by giving these kind of effects in both image generation and also in text effects. I hope the assignment is clear. Just meet if you would like to add something, please feel free. I'm giving this back to you. I'm going to pause here. Time permitting, we might talk more.
Yeah, I think that was really, really beautiful. What the AI generated with the prompt of Dandi March. Thanks a lot, Meenakshi. And I think everybody is clear now for what we need to do for our next assignment. I'm also very quickly going to flash our web page that we have already shared with you, which has the details of our the submissions and your attendance and everything. So I'm just going to flash that in a moment. Just allow me a second.
Till then, I have a question that I caught. What is the difference between Niharika, did you catch that question? It just flew by. Okay, no worries. I'm going to keep an eye on that.
All right, so I hope my screen is visible to all of you, and I am at almost the bottom of my web page where it shows that get CBSE Adobe Creative Educator certification. This is what you can do. These are the steps that you can follow. Right after our session, we are going to update the session to the date for it and our assignment, and we will share a date with you by when you have to publish your work with us, which means that once you have that handy, you all should log into your Adobe Express Premium accounts and you should submit your submissions with us. I also want to take this opportunity to show you that Minakshi did mention that our educator manuals are up and live. So grade 6 manuals are placed over here. You can scroll through and see the grade 6 manuals here. And our grade 7 manuals have been uploaded over here. So English, Science, Social, and ICT, all the links are provided here. So if I click on one of these links, I will be directed to my PDF that will have all the lesson plans of this particular ICT educator manual. And then you can access these manuals at ease. Whenever you think you have a little time, you want to explore our lesson plans and see and maybe integrate a part of it in your classroom, you can do that. You can explore all of these lesson plans and make sure always when you're using it, just let us know that you have used and this is how you felt while you're using. So maybe tag us on Twitter, maybe follow us on Instagram and just post in your content for us. Thank you so much. We are moving to the last part of our session today now. And with the last part, I would like to flash in a QR code once again for you all. That is the attendance and the feedback form for the creativity workshop that we just about to finish. I'm just going to make sure that it appears on your screen. I hope you all can see it. So yeah, just scan in the QR code or type in the link. Just click on the link and you will be directed to the attendance and the feedback form. Just give me a second. I'm going to present the correct screen. My apologies.
In the meantime, may I take a question or two?
Yes, please. Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much. So, yeah, one of the questions that I caught was what is the difference between art, graphics, photo in text to image? Good question, because you need to understand that these are the different options between graphics. So, while we are creating a graphic, within that, we have different generative AI options, either to create an image or to create a text using generative AI or using both. So text will be your description as to what is it that you're creating and it'll generate an image. Now to describe to others what is this image or to put a heading out there, you will use the text effects to or the generative AI behind text effects to make the kind of effect that you want. Then the next question that I've been asked is, what are we supposed to make? Are we supposed to make a historical figure or a freedom fighter? No, no, no. So this is a historical figure. Within historical figure realm, I picked up freedom fighter and a historical figure from the Mughal era. Sorry, it could be anything. Well, do you remember even yesterday was history? So go ahead and create whatever you want to. The next request is that if we could repeat once again, I wish we could go over and over and over again and repeat. However, this recording will be available on the CBSE portal. So you can actually go ahead and look at the YouTube link and you will find that this recording is available. I think I've answered most of the questions. What you want us to do is you want us to show where are these powers just about once again. So just may I share my screen to show them?
Sure.
Thank you. So I'm just going to share my screen once again. Give me a minute. Here you go. So this is your activity. It's a part of your web page, the web page link that we have posted that visualize a historical figure in generative AI and share that with us. This is your assignment number 2. Okay. Now, if I were to go to Adobe Express, I'm going to go out over here. This is where you land once you log in. Over here, you can either start with the quick actions. You have text to image available here. You can straight away start from here. Or simply just scroll down. There's a complete panel over here which gives you the power to create text to image and text effects. You may start from anywhere that you want, but you know what to do. What you need to do is create or visualize a historical figure with generative AI. Yeah. Okay. Any more questions if you've been able to catch? And please, yeah, I know you'll not remember. Some of you have said that I'll not remember this assignment. We don't want you to remember this. It's available in our webpage. The link is there with you.
Minakshi, while you're here, on the Adobe Express screen, I would also want you to quickly take our teachers through how they publish the link and then how they can copy paste that link. I showed them the download option, but if we can quickly take them through how they can publish this for anybody to access so that when they submit in their submissions, we are all able to access their work and also share it across other platforms.
Thank you. And yes, you know what? I'm going to, good you gave me back that time. I'm going to reduce the size of this image. It shouldn't look messy when you are creating something. So I'm just going to go ahead, make it better first, correct my mistakes if I have any, pull out this one as well. Do the placements properly before you submit. Please don't be in a hurry to submit. I'm not in a hurry to submit. I'm really going to make it absolutely fine. Another thing, if you want to crop this image, let's say you don't want such a big one, all you need to do is simply just pull it up. That's it. Okay, it's super simple. You want it till here, you can do whatever you want with this image. This image is here for you to toggle around with. And look over here, I can see now that March is still not showing. There you go. My image is fixed. Now, how am I going to use this? Download this. This is the download button. Over here, you have the option of going with PNG, JPEG, or PDF, as you like it. Whatever you feel is the best, go for it. I'll go for PNG and simply download this. Okay, now that is one which way. The other way to share this is using a link. How do you do that? Like just mentioned, you publish it. Where do you publish it? Here, this purple button will say share. Sorry, I'm just going to go ahead. Here, this purple button says share. When I click on this button, this is what appears. Now, while this appears over here, I can either copy this link or literally just publish to web. Now, publishing to web will bring in your name, credentials, and this is your image. This says my name. You can even invite others to collaborate with you if you would like, and simply just publish it. The minute you publish it, there will be a link that is available. You can simply share. Please do note, once again, please do note, in Adobe Express, these URLs do not work as your share links. If you share this, the other person will not be able to access it. Therefore, you have to go to this purple button on the right-hand side top corner, which says share. You have to click on this, copy this, publish this link. Please do also note, each time you make a change over here, yeah, let's say I'm going to make a change. I'm going to make it bigger over here. And now I'm going to say share. Each time you do that, you have to publish your link again because those changes will only go once you have published. Apart from that, you can also send it straight away into Google Classrooms or into Teams straight away as an assignment. It is such a blessing. You don't need to copy, download, upload, none of that. You can make an assignment in Teams straight away from here. It is a blessing. So you can see this link over here, copy this link, and you're good to share it wherever you would like to. Okay, I'm going to pause here to see if I have any other question in the chat window that we still need to answer. Niharika, just meet any questions that are yet to be answered?
So, a teacher has asked, we have to make a lesson plan using today's features explained by you in the workshop. So, no, ma'am, you do not need to create the entire lesson plan. You just have to do your activity, which will be posted on the web page. And as Minakshi already mentioned, that the activity is that you can think about a historical figure and then you can write a prompt in the text box and it will generate an image for you. That's all that you need to do. Once you have it, you have to download it or you can just publish it and share that published link with us.
Additionally, if you are one of the teachers who want to try one of the lesson plans on edX Exchange or in the manual, you're most welcome to do that. There are templates available over there. You can please use that. There is no restriction, but do remember that your assignment very clearly says that this is a historical figure that you need to visualize. So if you want to use the, if you want to use the one that is given in the on Adobe Education Exchange, you're most welcome to do that.
And another educator has asked us if they can use this in their classroom. Well, we would love for you to use it. And that's what we're here for. We would love for you to use it. We would love for you to actually just customize it according to your class setting, customize it according to your subject. And that's what we're here for. So if you need any help, you can let us know.
Hey, Jasmeet, isn't that music to our ears? Can we use it in our class? Of course, that's what it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Just because we are left with last 1 minute into the session, I would just like to share my screen again so that I can flash the QR code and also let you know that where you will find the manuals if in case you want to use them in your classroom. So I'm just going to share my screen. Hold on, give me a moment. So this is the QR code that you can use to fill in your attendance and feedback form for our workshop today. Make sure that you are scanning this. You will also have a link of this on the chat window, and you will also be able to do the same. Just give me a second. Hold on. I think the QR code is not there. Just give me a second. I'm just going to present it back again. Yeah. So this is what you can just scan for us to have the feedback form with us. All the feedback. Second bit is, of course, our manuals. I'm just going to click on one of the manuals so that we all know where to find it. Just give me a second. I hope you all can see my screen. So on your web page that we have shared with you all, where you will find the agenda of our next sessions as well, you will see we have added our teachers' professional development manuals. And for grade 6, you will find the links here. And for grade 7, you will find the links further if you just scroll down the web page. So this is where you will find all those links. You also have the link to Adobe Exchange, Education Exchange over here, and you can discover all those free resources for your classroom on Adobe Education Exchange as well. And as we are now coming to the end of our session, I would like to thank each one of you for joining the session today. Thank you so much for being a part of this wonderful, wonderful session and being such a nice audience and asking us so many questions and making our days. So yeah, thanks a lot. Minakshi, any parting words?
Thank you so much. You really, really made our day. Love the comments that keep coming in the chat window. Please do note these recordings are available on this CBSE YouTube channel. Many of you have asked us. You missed out on the first one. No problem. Go view it today. But don't forget to like or comment. That's what we would like to hear your voice. So, yes, thank you. Have a fabulous rest of the week. I hand it back to the team.
So there's just one last question that I see. The deadline for the submission. As I said, we're going to publish that on the web page once again. So you can just access the web page at any point during the day. Our team is going to publish that once again in the next couple of minutes, and you will see it on the web page. Thank you so much, everybody. It was lovely, lovely seeing you all today and being in this session. Thanks, everyone. Have a great evening. Bye-bye. And we'll see you in our next series next Thursday. Thank you.
Shweta, you may end the session, please.